Yes, welcome right to go! Thanks for that, mate.
No worries, treble shot, I'm going for that.
Move up, mate.
No, Faddy, go.
Mate, see if you was to do that, I genuinely would just keep going up.
He's a matching.
I know, saw that as soon as I come in.
What's happened?
Weird. By the way, I would have been matching, I was putting on a white t-shirt, then I noticed there was she's no looking after me.
No,
the big mark on the t-shirt.
I
was actually ready, that's why I'm late a couple of minutes, because I had to go in and pull something else out, so... No, I'm
pull what out? Don't pull what out here. I've seen that and keep that in there.
Shouldn't be laughing. No, I should. Hey, by the way, shouldn't be laughing. What was the discussion? What was the discussion we had? Dundee City Council. Be ashamed of yourself.
Good, I like this because I've got a fucking Glasgow City Council. The roadworks in this city are a fucking disgrace.
I've come in, I'm moaning at him because I got a parking ticket on Saturday and I learned that Faddy's been up there a couple of times.
Outside Tannadice,
when you're
always,
parked
mate.
There's no yellow lines, there's no signs up. I've scooted about and you come out and then you've got a ticket. Shocking, but whatever. And then you've got the same thing. And I was there at 1 o'clock. Game does a kick off to 3, obviously, and you're kind of like that, right? You have a good look. I do it all the time, and you get a parking ticket.
I got a 30 quid fine for picking you up the other day, you dick. Fucking bus lane. Do you remember I picked you up to take you to class? I fucking let it through the door the other day, man. 30 quid.
How's that his fault?
Because he says get us in his back.
Aye.
I was going at the bus stop. Fucking bus stop, mate.
So, even if you get that for about 10 yards, you get fined.
I know. Fine to drive about a fucking city centre.
I've had one in Edinburgh as well. I know. It does your nothing.
You can't drive through the city centre now either if your motor's a 04. We should supply you with a motor then.
The full... if you're full Cumbernauld Road is just fucking roadworks, mate. How can that be, man?
They've went nuts.
Schools are on and like I was sitting there for fucking ages. Fucking.
It does. It just.
I know everyone says this, mate, but they're actually standing out there fuck all as well. 2 rolls and bacon sitting in their van like that. You're fucking waiting to get your work.
I applaud that. That's brilliant, isn't it? They're just laughing at you.
Turned on the
That's half of the people that watch it. They're sitting in their vans watching it.
Watch away, lads. But we need to get shout out to Linlithgow Rose, the best after-match scan I've had.
Oh, would they go?
30 pizzas, big trays of pastas. Couldn't believe it, mate. So well done, Linlithgow Rose. Oh, mate, honestly, I'm sitting there like that, fucking slot.
It's good when a team like that looks after you. I tell you what, see when you used to go to play at Ross County, they used to give you food on the way down in a cargo.
What, for the way back?
Aye.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
How good's that?
That's what you're after.
I think that's top notch.
What did you used to eat right after the game? What did you used to get?
It would be like
pizzas.
Pizzas and that, aye. But then giving you a wee cargo, a few beers, just to chill out on the way down, I think that's brilliant.
Would managers let you do that, drink on the bus on the way back?
Some, aye. But I think sometimes I used to do that when I was in charge, as long as the boys gave us everything. Sometimes you don't win games of football, but as long as they gave you everything, they could go and they could have a beer on the way up the road. That was for Stranraer, so it was. But if they didn't, and there was 1 or 2 that hadn't, then they wouldn't stop.
Would you go down and go, hey, you didn't try keys that?
You're the only one that you're no.
Me and Jerry just used to sit down the front with a nice wee red on the way up. We used to have.
See, when I bought a red on a bus, so what would you do? Plastic cups? Or would you drink the bottle?
It was out of plastic cups, but it didn't matter. So it did. Actually, Jerry's daughter got married the other day, so it did. No, because I was taking the wedding cake. Well, it was a shout out because I had to. Carol made the wedding cake, so we ran. Was it the House of Art or what was it?
House of Fart.
House of Fart. Aye, where is that? It's in Bell.
It's in Artlovers. It's nice, mate. I've had a wedding there. It's lovely. It's really nice.
Who's the worst club you've seen with Scran after a game?
There's a few terrible ones, mate. I'm not going to name names because
no.
I tell you what,
that's important to sort this
Slaney, one thing I will say, see the kind of the weird clubs. See the weird clubs. That's where you get the better hospitality.
I disagree. Jank.
Yes,
Peterhead's the best of all time.
It's been my experience.
You been at Peterhead?
Yes, aye.
You get the free courser.
You just said you disagree and said Peterhead's the best of all time.
I'm saying that the smaller clubs that look after you better than the bigger clubs. That's been my experience all through. So
really? What? So in the Premier League, they're not looked after now?
No, I don't think so. No, as much.
Arrogant, isn't they? Arrogant.
Could be a wee bit of that. Aye.
See, you don't need to name the team, but what sort of food were they offering up?
Basically, fucking 6 sandwiches for 40 boys, mate. half a sanny each.
Pieces and butter.
Pieces of butter. Wait, surely on the Premier League, like, they never let you say a carry on the way back on the bus? Never?
No.
Moisey, nah?
No.
What about, maybe else, St Johnstone?
Stuart McCall used to let you have carry out on the bus.
Did he?
Aye.
Remember that video of him at Bradford, man?
That's
Aye,
class,
he used to
isn't
have a
it?
few
Looks
as
like you're
well.
mad, didn't he?
No,
Stuart McCoy's your mad double.
Man's twin. No, even like that to be funny, it's my twin.
Aye, it was a shock to me actually when I came up.
Was it?
Because boys were just like drinking on the way back down. I'm like, looking on my shoulder, making sure they get
I'm a different.
He was up.
Different.
He was up with the boys?
He's like, anybody want a beer? He was
You want
brilliant.
that opened?
He was brilliant. And then
He's asked cheeks on it, Stuart McCoy's talking about
obviously
his
the end of the
ass cheeks.
season's different, but when we finished second to beat Aberdeen the last day of the season, the bus journey was amazing. I'm sure Leach had told you about it.
Heavy Jack was involved that day, wasn't he?
Honestly, amazing.
Craig Reid scored it was the worst goal of all time. It was about 10 fouls in the build-up.
The first lads stole about 20 yards for the free kick. What a bus journey, honestly, just singing and...
What was your drink on the bus? What would you go for?
Beer.
A beer,
Where did we go for that?
We used to get a half bottle back for Peterhead, honestly.
bottle?
Half bottle of Buckfast, you'd end up fucking
I don't
steaming.
Bucky.
I like Bucky,
I love Buckfast.
Do you like
mate.
Bucky?
Aye, bro.
Love it. Only reason I can't drink it is because I would be fucking divorced, mate. I turn into a psychopath.
Not job.
Honestly, mate, a psychopath.
Right.
Amount of times on Peterhead bus and me and I'm Sunday are nearly rolling about on the bus, mate, if something happened in the game. I had to stop.
Oh, aye, you're a bad
Intense,
combo.
mate,
You're,
bad
you're
combo.
bad enough sober.
It's funny how some drinks disagree with you.
That's weird, that
Whiskey
make you
and
angry.
whiskey
Every drink
Buckfast.
for you, if you were
I know.
See if I just stick to beers, mate, I'm alright. Anything else,
Aye.
psychopath.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
You know, on beers a day.
Me and him were fighting. No, that was that live show.
Aye.
Ended up fucking steaming on that, so remember?
No, you did.
So did he.
Remember Messi is better? Take that, stupid.
Do you ever get a club where you're allowed to drink in the bus? You're not a big drinker, eh?
No, I wouldn't touch it. Prepare myself for the next game. See, you can near that. Look after yourself.
See, some of the best nights out I had was on a bus, and that was when I was at Sunderland.
Wait, that's not a night out.
Aye, it is after a game, you're coming back from Portsmouth, and you don't get back in about 12 o'clock. That bus was rocking, by the way.
Was it?
I know the wives are waiting. I was getting off the bus. We were all...
Swap.
What? There you go. No, not at all. But it was brilliant. See, coming in, it was like big Gary Bennett and all that. Oh, it was hilarious.
What, would there be tunes in it? Would there be tunes in
How
it?
would that even come into your...
Because you said it's a night out.
It's a night out to me. It was one of... I loved that bus. Although we...
Would the manager get involved?
Aye, there was a guy called Mick Buxton at that time. He was bloated. He was the worst of the lot. He was like, let's stop and get a car going. So before we left Portsmouth into London and then heading up, we always stopped in London and it just honestly filled it up with drink. So just to ease the pain on the way up the road.
Because their journeys can be fucking...
Canio wouldn't allow that, would he?
No, mate. See, you used to get your Domino's and get, you'd get fucking half-calorie cheese on the pizzas, mate. It's like fucking cardboard, man. I swear. You want these pizzas on the right, man?
that was only your
The fitness
pizza.
code, you fucking have that. No, he would
Boy's
never,
pizza,
mate.
yeah.
The poison. Don't drink the poison, he used to call it. Poison, the alcohol poison.
But he likes
he'd
a wee
sip
red
that
wine.
fucking red wine.
A red
Makes
wine,
sense,
aye.
mate. No butter on your toast, but you can have red wine.
Different culture.
But he could have one or two. There's a difference.
See,
in
that
salt.
I've seen him steaming once, mate, in Italy, and he's funny, mate.
That is the
Funny.
difference. You're right, Faddy.
cultural, innit?
Aye, having one or two,
We're
and
animals,
then
aren't
being
we?
able to.
Aye.
We get one or two Malata, innit? You just get that feeling.
It's
innit?
no, if they say, right, you can have a drink, you put
Yeah.
a time limit on it, didn't you? Oh, I might take this away for us.
Gives you the fear, that, doesn't it?
Get it
Gives
done
you the
as quick
fear,
as you
that, mate.
can. Somebody might come in and say no.
By the big day of the day, Faddy, they usually go for rolls. Somebody's round the day.
Aye. Sausage rolls a day.
Could be a big one the day, mate.
He never comes, didn't he? No?
Well, I've got
got
late
grandad
today,
duties.
so but see if you let me know. Give us a wee heads up.
No, just after every cooking show. We do it, didn't we?
Right. Oh, right. That's the game. So can I make arrangements
Aye.
and? Because
You're not interested in beer
This
involved,
is a
are you?
different. No, well, you know,
went every
you know,
other day, but you know.
But the other day, I normally go to see my man, my dad. But then we've got because Lauren's there, Lewis's girlfriend, so she's here for a few months. So we've got wee lake for quite a lot. Well, 2-3 times this week for the next 2-3 months. Brilliant, by the way.
That's brilliant.
So Lewis is in Italy himself for a couple of months.
Yes, aye.
Trousers will be the ankles every night, wouldn't they?
Oh.
That's terrible, man. You can have a go at him. Jokes at him. This is boy, man. Come on.
I know. Get a bump fast up by the way. No.
We're at Sunday, by the way, Vinny's fans it. We're going to do a podcast Sunday and then go after it. Vinny, you're a bit.
Sunday?
The offer's there.
Right, okay. I'm coming back up for England on Sunday, but I might come
jump
in.
It.
Aye.
You coming? The way you're looking at it, you seemed a bit mystified there. You not coming?
Don't think so.
Hey?
The crowd, don't like the crowd.
Don't like the crowd that's coming?
Here, what about my dad? Wait here, no spoke to him in 4 days. And this could be the final straw with him because he's been married during New Year's. Turns up at Bucks, mate, bluttered.
Bucks bar?
Aye.
Saying he's your boy?
Aye. Gives a pint. Guy's like, right, wings challenging. Mate,
that's class.
Tapped out, my dad's having a go at the guy.
Oh, do you know
mate,
who I am?
I'm not speaking to him because that's too much.
Did they say, do you know who I am?
Watching that.
Mate, I've heard, I'm not trying to, I've heard he goes about saying, like, you know, my boy, you know.
Is that no, you hear this one? He's a superstar.
Superstar, that's what I got.
His boy. I don't mind.
That's good, mate.
For a fitter player or something, no fucking.
Mate, please, would you allow him to come on the Wings Challenge or something if I get somebody to do it? You and his dad would be amazing.
Shoot in the bag.
Your dad's Stuart McCall.
The plate of wings would disappear.
That would be brilliant.
Hoover it up.
Where'd the wings go? He knew he wipe his face after it.
Would he do it, Jay?
That's got to be sorted. You've got to do that.
I think he might, mate. I know.
Free meal on it.
Charlie Mulgrew cheating.
Mate, he hardly had a bite. He kept spitting it out.
Bite the bone and
no wonder he can't get a cup.
By the way, just to talk about that brilliant link with your romantic, Charlie Mulgrew retired the other day.
Aye.
I think I'm going to make a retire.
Should have done it a couple of years ago.
Wait, just Charlie.
Did you come out and make a statement when you retired?
No, I've not retired yet, mate. Still available for selection.
Look at memories of Charlie, say.
Great career, mate, innit? What a career he's had.
Have you seen the amount of people messaged him and all that and talked to him?
Talk about mental strength, mate. As I've said it before, we all got 4-year deals every year. Charlie, year contract, always kind of fighting to stay in at Celtic, but somewhere, mate, just developed this incredible mentality.
That's what happens. People are always trying to prove. The ones that go and make it. I say this all the time. Look at our Scotland team. I know we're going to talk about Scotland. Andy Robertson, John McGinn, boys that have had to go down to build themselves back up. Tierney.
But Celtic wasn't in favour at all.
Lyndon Dykes didn't play football until he was 50.
Lyndon Dykes is a good example, isn't it? That's a great example.
The ones that are always striving to catch up are the ones that.
Why? Just because they've had that wee bit of the fight?
Just the fight.
I heard you. I saw the big Kevin on that. I hope the big fella's all right. But I heard you talking about how you.
I'm actually hoping he gets hurt again. For another couple of weeks,
I don't know who he's up to, but it was interesting now. But Faddy's talking about how players get knocks and all that, and how they kind of. You talk about that mental strength to come back again, and because some people crumble in that, it just affects them, and they can't come back. But and then there's an example as well, because I saw Andy Robertson when he was at Queen's Park playing Spittle as well. And for me at that time, watching him, and it was against Rangers, he stood out a mile, and I'm thinking, why?
Spittle's good.
Very good, aye. I actually thought at that time Spittle was better than Andy Robertson. He took the eye more. But no, there's loads of examples out there of young boys getting knockbacks at 14, 15 and then kicking on. So and it's brilliant to see that, isn't it?
Mate, he'll tell you, I remember he's like that. When I was 16, 17, I actually didn't know what I was doing with the ball, couldn't run.
Is that what you said?
There was a time where he was like, I think I was playing ahead of him, I was 2 years younger than him.
Was he lanky?
So he probably hadn't got into his body yet, but you know one thing I will say about him, no matter how high he's been, he's never changed as a person. Which it's a thing I loved the most about him. He was at the top of Celtic, we were at Swindon, he'd always be the same.
Brilliant. A brilliant player, Charlie.
Yeah, great player.
Come through as a left back, I played as a winger obviously when he was younger, left back, centre mid. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Been able to do it, no problem. Very good player. And I seen the one where he was saying about no having the fire almost to play on. When that goes, he's done the right thing. If he doesn't see that challenge to himself every day, then he's done the right thing. My
best ever performance, I watched him, I was doing South and watched him. Do you remember he played City against Belgium for Scotland once?
Aye.
He was incredible, mate.
He would be good in there technically because he's good as well.
Yeah. What do you think his best centre back?
Aye, centre half.
For a big boy, he's got a lovely touch.
I didn't mind him in midfield.
That was
But that's the highlight.
That was the best moment ever when it came
That
flying
touch.
back at him, wasn't it? And then he just touched it and started keeping it up. I loved
The
that.
Preds on, he had the Preds on it.
Preds on it,
Do you know, but he demanded standards all the time, Charlie.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Nah.
Because
You have to.
Aye, but see, because he was good, really good when when I was getting into sort of training with the first team, really good. But then I played that game with Ross County, right on me right away. But I loved that.
But you liked that because it was like you were meant
the
to be
first
there.
I was just going to ask you, for Charlie listening, see when you used to stop playing, did you struggle at first? That sort of routine training every day?
Mine was different because I stopped playing because I'd got really shit. because of my knee, I couldn't run. So it was having an impact. And then I hadn't even decided, right, I'm going to call it quits. I was still keep myself fit, and then I get the shout for Big Ek to go and coach with Scotland. So
Right.
it was like, well, obviously I need to do that, which
The
means I
football
need to
still
keep
in
up
your
playing. I need to stop playing. So I had that. And see, because of the, like, for I'd done my knee, I think I was 28, maybe come back 29. My first day, full day back training, every single day until I stopped playing, I had pain in my knee. Every single day, without fail. And like,
And you've
agony.
still got it in it.
I'm not as bad because I'm not as active, but every single day in my life, I had bad, like, slide out of the bed, put your feet down with dread, knowing that you're going to be in agony to even stand up. I had that every single day, so I didn't miss that. I missed the I loved training. Loved training. Loved the simplest passing drills, the easy, the basic drill. I loved training. But when it came to a game, I couldn't get away from people, and that was starting to affect me. I just started playing midfield a wee bit, and I'd always take the ball, but just losing that wee, I never had a yard anyway. I went to minus a yard. But no, I don't miss it because I enjoy what I'm doing. So I don't look back and go, I wish this, I wish that. I think that then you're in trouble. I just enjoy what I'm doing and see what happens.
Same deal.
Not because it's a wee different, obviously, for Faddy. I was forced to retire with my knee, but I kept busy in terms I was working in the schools. So, not just like educationally, but also doing wee coaching sessions, just fun fitness sessions, and running about with the Waynes and in the gym playing football and all that, and it was great setting up wee drills for them and all that. So that kept me busy. I'd done that for about 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. So you need to keep busy. It's if you've, like in this day and age, the guys don't know what they're going to go into. So I was fortunate because I had started just before I was forced to retire, that I was working. That was with show races and a red card. So I had something, and that was every day. So I had that to look forward to. So I did. So, and that's it. It's about keeping yourself busy. And what he's saying about the knee and all that, people don't realise. Know everybody, but some of the boys, it's a struggle. See what he's just described there. I mean, I've just got the go ahead last week for my knee replacement. I'll be getting a knee replacement next year. My knee is done. Well, I'm waiting to find out what way I'm going to go down, what route I'm going to do it. But it's just what he's saying. See, like, can't sleep at night sometimes. Because it kills you. It's constant. You think about walking downstairs, don't you? You? It's like people, and it's like sometimes you're
sideways.
But yeah, you still wrestle your boys naked.
You know, because I'm not going to get into them. But sometimes you're just walking across a road, and then a motor comes, and then you can't even get into a sprint. Just hit me then. Just knock me down. You know what I mean? That's what you feel like, because you can't go. No, I get where you're coming from. Oh, it's murder.
But I think he needs to keep busy.
Yeah, definitely.
You keep busy. There's
a massive void. Walking into there's nothing beats walking into the dressing room every day. No matter, see if you're feeling down. Well, you don't even need to speak to somebody. Somebody will be getting battered somewhere, and you just sit and go.
See if you were played on the dressing room, I'd have played for Barcelona. That was where I was the best.
See if you just says, see for the last couple of days, I've been pissed off by the way. Well, how do you think you know? Do you know what I mean? And even coming in here for even before the camera come on, 2 or 3 minutes, you're giggling away telling stories. I mean, it even makes you feel a wee bit better. I need to get out and about more, don't I?
You do, mate. I don't miss playing. I prefer coaching to playing.
Do you?
I can see that.
Definitely, mate.
Oh no, sorry.
You didn't
coaching
enjoy
and
playing,
managing.
but did you
No, I
towards
never
the end?
enjoyed playing that.
Did you not?
No. Like, same as you love training, because you double pass the ball and training, you get started and the ball get fucking leathered, mate. I was like,
I hated training. Hated everything.
did you? I love training.
See, I like training as well.
Best.
There was days, don't get me wrong, there was days where you were having one and you're like, oh my god.
Just found it dead boring.
I just want to go after
Did you?
I'm oh shit.
See, I liked
No,
all the.
love
See,
training.
I'm not just wanting to give a Faddy, but I loved all the passing drills and all that.
Definitely.
Your touch and I loved all that. Pinging ball, even just going out and pinging a ball 50, 60 yards. I can't do that now.
No, not
See, when I was playing the kind of old bounce games, I wanted to play the pass, and I knew I couldn't kick the ball that far. But I could see it, but I couldn't do it. And there's nothing better just striking a good. I loved that striking a good ball.
I hated training, did
Do you know I was at a stage, and this is when I knew my time was up, when I was going out to training praying that we got to do running instead of playing football.
Mate, I remember your first session at Celtic, you're like, days a favour, like, didn't pass me the ball, I'm like, what?
Imagine that. The young boy got to Celtic.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
But that's that's pressure. That's like expectation and pressure and judgment. People judging you. You didn't want to be judged. You didn't. That's not. I'm not saying that in a bad way. But that's you going into your shell saying, I don't want the ball. I'd rather run. Nobody can say anything, or even though they're no. That was in your head.
Training at Celtic as a young boy wasn't enjoyable. That was not enjoyable, mate. You're fucking sweating for the full tours, mate. That was not enjoyable. You didn't enjoy that, mate.
What?
Just at that time.
Getting in with the first team?
No. Everyone you speak to, even Aiden, mate, would tell you who was a fucking superstar. You never enjoyed it, mate.
I love going in with that's different. Obviously, I'm getting into my
See when you were and then you went to Everton, you'd had first team experience,
no,
mate.
but
See when you're going into it just wasn't enjoyable.
I joined with
mate.
the first team at 16 and I just wanted to go and take the piss out of them.
I know, but they guys, mate, they guys at
So
Celtic
did
at
you
the
not
time.
enjoy the players because they were going to be on you like a ton of bricks?
Nah, it was tough, mate.
Seen him all, I mean,
I used to sit, I didn't even believe in God, I told you, and I used to sit and pray that Lenny was in my team the next day.
Wow.
I was like, who am I praying to here? Just see when the bibs got handed out, see if Lenny got an under, it was like slow motion coming to me, and I was like, no. And he just fucking stare at you and just that you were on his team, he'd be like,
that was it. It was a stare. Paddy used to give me that stare all the time.
just see Lenny doing that, like when the bib got handed, you were on his team.
See, that was a test.
sakes, have you heard that?
Was it like that as well? In slow motion?
So it was slow motion, Paddy, honestly.
Oh.
See, when I wasn't in his team, mate, I'd feel like, oh, what is it? And every time I was in his team, I was just like, I'm having a shocker here, man.
You don't know what to do yourself, do you?
Billy Davis. Billy was a
Yeah.
manager. Billy used to. But Billy was amazing. Brilliant coach. He was my under 15s coach.
Brilliant
Got
player.
on amazing with him.
He was some player, Billy Davis.
And he was the first team, obviously manager when I went in full time. He'd play with the reserves and see if you pass the ball half an inch too far in front, behind, he'd
Wouldn't
just
go for it.
no, just the ball come, they just look at it, rolling past them,
that's
and then look
horrendous,
into you. You'd be like, oh no. And then I was playing left back in the goal.
Sorry, say sorry, mate. I'd never say sorry.
You know, you just get head down, because you know what's coming. We were playing a bounce game and I was playing left back, the ball gets rolled out and I went to control it. But I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, right under my foot and out for a throw in.
Oh, mate.
Oh my God, he absolutely killed me in front of everybody. Yeah, I was only 16 or 17. Yeah, 5 minutes, phoning Betty. Betty was his PA to come and pick you up. I'm like, everybody, 5 minutes, lads. Don't give me it for 5 minutes. After 5, give me it. Betty. Phoning Betty. In front of everybody.
Oh, that's horrendous,
I can't
man.
get that.
It was that's the way, it was to toughen you up.
I can't get that.
See how you deal under pressure.
With your hand
That guy with a mullet saying sorry every day.
That's what you done running about for 2 hours saying sorry, man.
Mate, do you know,
Sorry.
see the first team, we done a possession for 10 minutes and I gave the ball away like 5 in a row, and every time I gave it away, I heard something going, fuck me. Oh, mate.
Mate, you get on the first team bus for the game and something about, this club must be in fucking disarray. How are these getting on the bus? What's happening with this club? You got that?
That's a test. That's a test for you.
Of course, I liked all that side, but on the training pitch, mate, it was fucking...
That's
You
the
can't
thing.
hide though, can't you know?
No, you
gotta
can't
take
hide.
They hide in place.
Because the more you hide, the more mistakes you're going to make, because eventually you're going to get the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to make an arse of it.
But I do need to stick up after it.
Can I ask you something as well now you're talking about, so it was all verbally and even just looks. Did it get physical? Was there ever a...
They wouldn't hit you
Was
with
there
their
ever...
foot.
No, they wouldn't.
Was there a slap, a
Lenny
scale,
would come up to you
a bit
after
of-
it going and explain like why he was doing it to us, so there was that side to it as well, do you know what I mean? But it was just tough, mate. Honestly, we all used to sit there like hoping that your name wasn't on the first team list.
But I
Hoping
think
that you were training with the reserves.
That's the way it used to be though. I
Giant,
remember even going away with Scotland with Barry. Barry was a nightmare. Moan at everything, blame everybody for everything. Honestly, fire the ball into you and you wouldn't control it. Shout at you, for fuck's sake, get a hold of it. I'm like, fuck up, it's a fucking shit ball. Aye, right, no bother. But some people wouldn't answer him back, and that was
get
it.
it.
They just keep going.
Were you like that? Were you quite money as an older player?
No, I don't think so. No. I was...
I wouldn't imagine.
Wasn't he older? He just moaned all the time. Everything.
Barry moaned favours that. So he went, honestly. Even
But-
the first day, my wee brother, and he'd go like, you're no fucking
No,
rocking
doing
me,
it,
right? You're no rocking me. Come on, speed up.
You're not rocking me.
Right for the-
Anyway, that was him
Right for the
tuning
off.
in every day for training. Listen, you better be ready for it.
Tell you what, he is
Ready.
good at cheerleader.
Oh, how funny.
Don't call it a cheerleader.
Why
The guy's name was Derek as well.
I know. Why do you bite? You know, you just like...
Do that voice.
What was that? What voice?
When you phoned in the radio.
No, you don't bite. See things like that, don't bite, just laugh at them.
I actually thought he was quite reserved.
Reserve,
for
so
what
did
normal is.
I.
You know what he's like?
Aye.
You don't do.
I thought there was a swear word coming, mate. You're talking shit. I thought he was going to say you're talking nonsense.
Barry the cheerleader, Fergus.
See, that's
Took him
gonna,
about 5
see the thing that's going to stick?
Hold on a minute, Derek.
Aye, that's going
Big
to
cheerleader.
stick. So it is.
Keep him on.
That was it, poking. He was going to put it off, and he's like, "Keep on." Brilliant, man. Right, good
I
to
don't-
chat. Well, on to Scotland.
Are we going to go to something, but I keep talking?
Go to
Go to
Down that, go down that. Drink out the bottom.
I'm a wee bit thirsty this morning. It is warm out there.
GMS was brilliant.
He was brilliant, wasn't he, GMS? We need to get him back on.
He was brilliant.
No
Charlie needs to do it again. No napkins allowed.
Aye.
Cheating.
Oh,
Cheat-
right.
He's only cheating himself, mate. You know what I mean?
He's cheating. He's cheating the viewers. They want to see pain. They
That's
don't want
true.
to see somebody spitting a chicken
You
in
need
a
to come up with
napkin.
something different.
Cheating the chef at Bucks Bar as well.
That's
isn't
what
he?
Something, aye, but I mean, because something that you can't cheat at, like, I don't know, fire or something to do with fire or something.
What, you set yourself on fire?
Aye, I don't know, something, you know what I mean? something that,
you
Why did you point to your hand? Just set your hand on fire.
aye.
You told your hold on the candle.
something like that, innit?
If I was in it above you with a candle.
How can
Something
that
like that. Put a fag out and all that with your fingers or their tongue. You know what I mean? Something different as well, aye. I mean, I'm just trying to...
In
get
Bucks
them-
Bar
get
or
them-
in...
Aye, in Box Bar, aye. Some other ideas. Aye.
How's that
I don't
selling
know.
Bucks Bar though?
I don't know, it's just come into my head, something, you know what I mean, which obviously does. No, it's entertaining, but I'm just thinking,
Just get
taking it
people
another
on
level
the way
somewhere.
it, right? Like GMS, he must have about 40 wines.
He was amazing, wasn't he? It was that accent, mate, is incredible. Wasn't it? Jeez, he peeps man.
The best, see when
Mate,
he
he's going
says,
straight to the fringe after it.
see when he says, I could have been doing with this and when I was in the Kelvin. That was absolutely buckled.
Oh, what for that though?
Oh,
For the next couple.
Tam and Stuart, Tam and Stuart, the Cosgrove.
aye,
Oh, Tam likes his food, doesn't he?
Tam
He
would
does
be
food
fine.
I said
doesn't
a
he?
few.
Shank it.
No, he does his food reviews. Doesn't he? He goes about the restaurants and that.
He does. He's very good. I think
Not Lenny,
hopefully
be
get
good.
there. Lenny would be good.
Lenny and Boydie.
Lenny and Boyd, yeah.
Would be good.
If you get Sutton and Boyd, that'd be good.
Aye, there you go. So,
You need a few quid to pay the boys to win you.
Funny say.
Need a few quid. Right, come on, Scotland are playing, and we're very. This is brilliant, isn't it? How good the country is just now at football.
Can't you believe it? 4 games, played 4 games, and we're talking about qualification.
An 8-point gap.
Qualified.
Oh,
Qualified.
defo.
Bigger gap than Charlie Adams'
100%.
teeth.
did you just say qualified?
We've qualified.
Aye.
So good.
Right.
That I'm qualified.
Can't get Charlie to do the wings challenge now, can you?
He knows I love him, Charlie. He takes it well. Is it not a case of when we qualify then? No? Still
Aye,
no?
we will qualify. 100%.
When do you think it'll be?
Well, we'll win on Friday. Then Georgia play Norway. No, this,
Georgia plays Spain on Friday as well.
but Georgia and Norway play, and if
Aye,
they draw, they can't
Tuesday.
get the points that we've got. I think at the minute, the most points you can get is 15 or 16, either team, no both of them. I think if we win the next 2 games, we win the group.
Wow.
Spain away.
Spain in it, won't it?
Spain away. We'll win the next 2 games and win the group.
But do you know
You think we'll beat Spain away?
Battered them at home.
Wow.
There's a wee bit of now.
Do you know I've never heard that? Actually, when you spoke about, I've never heard in my life anybody speak about Scotland like that.
Aye.
It's mad that, innit though? The
Aye.
position this team
Never
are
in.
in.
Are you going to Cyprus?
No.
You work? No. I thought
No.
you might have been working there. But
Beat Cyprus easily, didn't you?
No, no be
it's
easy.
not be easy with the heat factor. I don't know what the pitch is going to be like. We don't know, but that's a group of players, as we've seen that they've got the bit between their teeth. We're talking about earlier about they're mentally strong.
The Scotland players? Holy fuck.
You can see
Mental.
that, and it's a group that just.
They are, aren't they?
Mental,
And it's a
mate.
group that just go on
Mental
well with
heads.
each other. So they're, aren't they? So, and the quality's there. So, they'll take care of Cyprus, but it'll not be easy. They'll win the
a tough
game.
game.
I'm like Faddy, but certainly no easy.
Before we get to the serious stuff, how's Lewis finding it with Carver? Is he back in with him?
I've not spoken to him. I've not spoken
Still
to him.
sharing with Carver?
I don't know.
Smelliest room in Scotland, and that.
I've not spoke to him in the last couple of I told you I leave him alone sometimes. This is his. I pester him there when obviously he's on Bologna, but he's come back here and I think it's good as well. It's no a break that he's having. Of course they're working hard day in, day out and all that, but sometimes you've just got to back off him. Like his pals will be talking to him, his mammy will phone. I back off. I just let him go and...
He'll be happy being in with a group of Scottish boys again.
That's it. Aye. Because he gets on well with Billy and all that.
Aye.
Being
Seeing his pals, just
That's
having a wee
that
bit.
is it. That's it in a nutshell. He's there. It's like gonna.
I'm glad he's having a good social time. We're trying to qualify for a fucking. But as long as Lewis is in a laugh, his pals are.
But that's so important. I've just touched on it, innit?
Glad
Get
he's
into a
enjoying
dress
himself,
room and you're buzzing. That makes such a difference. It does.
That's why.
Innit?
That's
They're
why
a happy
they're
bunch.
doing well.
Aye.
That's part of the reason why they're doing well. They're a good group. They get on with each other. They want to meet up and see each other. There's big competition.
He must be choking at a bit
places.
to play now, Lewis.
Aye, but there you go, and there's Lewis. He's not getting a sniff at it at the minute, but he's still.
What are you talking about?
Fuck, man, just going to feed him.
That was such a
Aye.
stuttery. Get the camera.
But he's
You're right there, mate.
Started to age, innit?
Said I feel Carver.
He isn't getting his opportunity at the moment, but he still enjoys and loves going away with Scotland. and
Does he talk about the standard to you, Derek? Does he say it's quite?
No, it's just I don't really talk to him about that.
Because you know the
standard will be
comparison
massive.
with Bologna and
Aye.
Scotland in terms of standard.
Better, I think Scotland would be better.
Do you think?
I think
well,
it'll be different. It'll be different because you've got your training routine when you're in your club. So it will obviously be a good standard and a high intensity, but you're used to it.
Yeah.
So every day you're used to it. But when you go away with Scotland, there's so many players that are actually playing well week in, week out for their teams that are fighting to get in.
And yeah.
So then it's the standards
Ramps up again.
through the roof. If they can get the time, this is a good one because it's Friday. They would have had time to actually properly train and prepare. But the standard will be through the roof.
You going to go watch him?
We're in Cyprus. No, no.
I know. What else are you doing? What are you playing with Scotland? Get on him now.
I'm going into Blackpool.
Oh, you.
Aye, I'm just heading down there.
Have you got a wee game?
No, just heading down for
Yourself?
a wee day. No, we'll take the masses.
Oh, you the missus there, huh?
Take
Wait,
the
here,
masses
I was
down.
going to ask you team selection.
Yeah.
Who do you think you'll go with? We had a wee debate about
You better
midfield,
ask
didn't we?
Tried and
That's Faddy.
tested, I think.
What's that?
Nate Gilmore.
Well, he looked terrific.
Oh,
He
my God.
against
Superstar
right.
again, mate.
He
my
looked
God,
He did,
fit
but-
up,
But this is the thing, right? McTominay's not been playing. So I
But he's
think this will
scoring
be
goals for Scotland,
this will be a time where he'll back him.
Do you think he'll go with McTominay
He'll
again?
play McTominay. I think he'll back him to say, look, I know it's not going well for you at your club. We still love you. We want you part of the team. I think McTominay will play. I think McTominay, McGinn and McGregor.
You with that as well?
Aye, and because you've already seen that way with Stevie Clark. You know the guys that have done it for him, and there's a bit of loyalty there, and maybe Faddy's saying he's maybe needing that a wee bit of that now.
Yeah. You said that's where Steve Clark's good, but he done it with Lewis as well, didn't he, when he wasn't playing?
Very aye.
And I've seen Tierney, you seen that? He said Tierney said something about Steve Clark phoned him.
Took him away just for a wee 2 or 3 minutes, had a wee chat with him, in the shoulder. That makes such a difference, by the way.
He could play Billy Gilmour and put McGinn
forward in the 3, if it's a 3-4-3 in one of the 3 positions,
or put McTominay further forward. His finishing's a joke.
Yeah.
See, for me, Gilmour would be in there, but then you look at McGregor's display in the Old Firm game.
But they've shown they can play together.
Yeah. Listen, good players, they can adapt.
Could go
they can play.
Gilmour, McGregor, with McGinn and McTominay further forward, supporting. I'd go probably Dykes. Che Adams back, but big London.
Che Adams, my number 1 striker. Who's yours?
I'm loving what Nisbet's doing down there now.
Ain't it?
Millwall.
Down with the Millwall.
Flying that boy.
The boy Stuart, the move he got, I know. Boy Stuart got the move to. He's not involved, obviously.
Is that the boy for Stoke?
No, Southampton.
Or Ross Stewart, sorry. The boy Jacob Brown's, he's moved as well.
Same colours.
Same colours.
They weren't far away.
It's a good move for a minute because Sunderland beat Southampton 5-0.
Brilliant.
I've been told.
I just thought I'd throw it.
Dale, I've been told this morning it's meant to be roasting out there.
Where?
Cyprus.
It's roasting here and all.
Aye,
So if it was
I know, but I mean,
it's 30 odd degrees,
well, it
isn't
was
it?
roasting in Norway and the boys get the job done.
there you go.
Not pretty, but they 2 goals were phenomenal. I think I said at the time, Kenny McLean's goals, one of my favourite goals ever for Scotland. Just amazing. There's another one. Kenny McLean comes on, scores.
Mate, see Leeds bid £5 million for Kenny McLean. Is that right?
They're not putting some mad bits in,
What age of Kenny be now?
He was
31. 31, aye.
That's nothing.
Leeds United.
It's
good,
nothing.
they're
doing their,
For $5 million, he's not played for 2
no, but I'm
years.
saying he's obviously flying then, isn't it?
Aye, that's a good player, Kenny McLean. I'm more worried about the pitch rather than the heat.
Aye,
We don't know.
probably.
Aye, that's
Nothing worse.
the only kind of worry.
We can mix it though. We can
And that's
play
where-
and
aye.
go and
Aye.
fight and battle.
Would that, see with the pitch and stuff like that, would that also
Could
affect his decision with
affect it.
Gilmour and McTominay?
Nah, good players can play in anything.
Right?
Aye. But I think
Anything.
maybe
You think Billy Gilmour
Maybe
can play
no,
in a ball
but
pitch?
Clark might look at the pitch and think we might go a wee bit more direct, maybe put a McTominay in for getting up in settings and being a bit more a physical presence.
No, it might, but I don't think you could imagine turning into Billy Gilmour and saying,
Not playing because
pitch isn't great, mate. You need perfect conditions. You'd be like, aye, alright. Whatever, just say you don't want me to play. That's what I would, if it was me.
but it might be suited to another player, a more physical player.
What,
You know,
like,
I don't know
what,
what
like
they
a
like.
Lewis Ferguson?
No, like you're saying McTominay.
Yeah.
You know
Aye.
that physicality as well. McGinn, powerful, wasn't he? And that maybe you need that. Just get the job done. That's
Yeah,
it.
play
Just go and
dead
get the
and-
job done. Whatever the conditions. The conditions are going to be heat, but it's more. I'm thinking more so about the pitch because the pitch does become a leveller. Don't care what you say. We've seen it in AstroTurfs. They're a leveller,
100%.
aren't they?
What about defence? 'Cause you get at times Porteous come in when Suter was out.
Porteous has done well,
Suter
hasn't
come
he?
in when Hendry was out. They're all in. They're all there now.
What would be your preferred back three? McKenna, Porteous and Suter. Oh no, because Tierney needs to play on the
Hendry will
left hand
play.
side, doesn't he, Hendry? Will Henry still play, huh?
think so.
See, this is where we are now.
It's good, isn't it?
You don't know because you've got Hickey and Patterson.
Patterson put a lovely ball in for the goal, didn't he?
Aye.
But
So-
Hickey goes in ahead of Patterson for me now.
Well,
I want to fit up there.
there'll be people that argue that Patterson was in
Patterson's,
before.
Everton are doing well, aren't they?
Big Sean.
Aye, listen, I think they'll be all right. They've signed.
Do you?
They signed Boy Beto.
He looks decent, doesn't he?
Good.
Uh-huh.
Look good. That's what's been missing.
But I'm going Hickey, mate, on that right hand side.
Aye.
Back three, who's your back three, Paul? Come on.
I'll go with Jack Hendry. Who's my...
Tierney needs to play on the left.
Tierney's on the left. He's the
And who's
captain
your
and all.
central one? Or is Hendry your central one?
I think this is tough. 'Cause
Porteous.
I like Porteous.
Aye, Porteous.
I like
He's done well when he's played,
use of the
And,
ball.
and he's brave, aye. He'll
Hasn't
play
he?
all day.
Shooter's been excellent this season.
Aye, it was just that one when he ran in. That'd be my decision.
Also, what, one bad.
I think that's the reason there. What does that say? Rangers. That's terrible for you.
I'm going Suter ahead of Porteous.
Are you?
I think Suter's a better player,
Better football player.
all round better defender, I think.
There's not much between the two of them in terms of
That's
the
the thing.
passing of
I
the
do
ball.
like
There's
Boreas, I
not.
do like him, but I think Shooter's top class.
I love this squad. I think we've got
Great
options
squad.
Just looking
everywhere.
at the team
Love
names
it.
there, my God.
And they're all playing at a good level.
Yeah.
That's sometimes over the past few games, as I said, if one's missing, the other one's been given their opportunity and taking it, and then somebody else is missing, but they're all available.
Yeah.
They're all playing, and they're all playing at a good level. I mean, the question marks will be our Jack Kendry
I'd go
going and
with
playing in
Porteous.
Saudi
So what's
Arabia.
your back three? Would you keep Jack Henry or would you go Shooter, Porteous and Tierney?
Tierney plays.
Yeah.
The rest is a toss of a coin for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bothered about who played. Wouldn't
Shooter sits
wouldn't
on.
have
What
an
about front
issue.
three positions? McGinn. I'd put McGinn up in the front three with Adams and
Just half them. Again.
Will Kenny McLean have a wee sniff?
I'd
you're going to lose him for that.
I'd go.
Ryan Christie.
Well,
Christie.
how are you playing the midfield then?
So what has he been playing? A 3-4-3, 2 off a 1 up top.
It's been a. I think he's been quite flexible. Times he's played a back four.
Right.
I think it's a tough one. Probably McGinn and Christie off of Dykes.
Yeah, I like that.
But
Plenty of energy off of Dykes.
aye,
Deeper area.
I would go Dykes up front.
He leads the line.
I'd go
doesn't he?
Dykes.
You know, the strength, the physicality. He'll run the channels as well.
He just
Then
functions better for the team, I think, than
Do
Shea
you
Adams.
prefer Dykes over Adams as well?
aye, it certainly start again. I know what you're saying. He's probably a better
Shankland,
goal
I know.
scorer in terms of sniffing out a goal, but I just think that I just like that physicality and the way, just what you're talking about. I'm McGinn coming for a deeper area, supporting.
I think when you've got McGinn, if it's McGinn and Christie either side, then you've got a great platform to go and press because of the energy, but they play well off of Dykes as well.
yeah.
They make good runs in behind, they make good support runs. And then it probably allows you then, that means you're going, two in midfield then?
McGregor and McTominay or Gilmour.
Aye, unless it goes
You can see
McGinn
that.
in support of Dykes with McGregor, Gilmour and McTominay in midfield. I could
It's not
see
a bad
that.
shout, yeah.
Cyprus have
I
started.
could
And you
see
can
that.
see that front, see you're talking about that front three there, you know, going in the press, getting after, getting after him,
Ryan Christie
Innit,
scored
they
a cracker when we played in Cyprus the last time.
Ryan Christie, what's sorry mate?
Scored a cracker the last time we played in Cyprus.
They've started absolutely honking, Cyprus.
Cyprus,
The thing that does scare the hell out of me is the heat, because I've experienced it.
What's the hottest you've played in?
51 Fahrenheit.
51, what's sorry mate?
That's 10 degrees.
Celsius, mate,
Yeah, the
Celsius.
factor 51 and 10 degrees.
And where was that?
He was in his fridge. Fucking freezing.
In Albania, Europe, I've spoken about Europe qualifier. We go from
Flammatory flamethrower.
that was it. Flammatory flamethrowers coming out. We got the problem with our build up to the game, so we stayed in at the problem. It was touching on war earlier.
Right.
Albania was a lot of
were they
outside of the
war with?
city. Just the countries not running about them. Who were seeing who were going to take them and all. But the problem is you could only stay in the city centre, right? The capital of the place. You could only stay there. But the game, what they done was put the game in the outskirts. And it was they put the game at 3 o'clock that day. Obviously the hottest. So what we got is a minibus and 3 years in the
You hear
heat.
that all the time. Dodges.
Oh, so you had to drive 3 years with him.
So he done it. And in the game, I said this a few weeks ago, that we decided as a team, don't move. I'm telling you, because we were chasing after the ball and it, just killing us. Just stand still.
So just stand still the full 90 minutes.
5 yards either side. Few yards. So
That's why Jim Gannon's not managing anymore. Like.
but it does have a big effect on you.
Aye.
That weather.
Did you not say he insisted on head to toe sun cream in you, Gannon?
Him and Pete Ward. Pete Ward. They two made sure they put
What,
on
leg
me.
each?
Aye. But no, listen, it certainly has a big effect on you, that heat.
What about you two? Hottest you've played in?
Hong Kong, but that's when I'd finished.
Oh, that
but
humidity.
Oh,
is
but
Hong
fucking-
Kong, it was like playing in a sauna. So
Aye.
it was. It wasn't so much the scorching heat for the sun. It was there was no air. You couldn't breathe. That's what. It's like just playing in a sauna. It was like horrible. Couldn't get.
Aye.
Played in a few in America, Texas, played there. I saw the training. We played Macedonia, which isn't far from Albania, and it was the same. They made the kick off 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was
Sickles.
bacon. It was just, in fact, I think it was end of August, beginning of September. Roasting. We went to warm up in the shade. It was that warm.
I struggled to get to my seat for the first game of the season, the Bologna game, to AC Milan.
How what you done?
Just trying to get up, man. I was like 2 flights and I was struggling.
Well, 'cause
and
the heat,
had,
like?
yeah, aye. They had everyone playing it. It was crazy. Like 30.
51 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's what it's incredible.
That's your fridge will be hot on that.
What about you, mate? Have you played in any?
Don't think so, mate.
Nah,
No,
that's
thanks to
You
me. We
really played
we
Europe,
went to
haven't you?
Italian Hills with the Madman pre-season and he
Aye.
played this against Bayern Munich B team. Humidity. Mehmet Shaw was their manager.
What player he was?
What
Took
a
you in the
fucking
hills.
doing that was it?
Whereabouts?
Choco.
In the,
We used to go to like Garden
That
all
was
that
it,
shit, all
was
the
that-
places.
that
that's where we used to train with Rangers.
Up at where the
But it's
Italian
cooler.
FA.
It's cooler.
Aye.
Aye. The higher you go, obviously, the cooler
But
it is.
humidity, mate, was
Sure it
fucking
is.
incredible.
Was it,
We were getting absolutely popped and he was going off his tits on the side. Mehmet Shaw, mate, cool as fuck. He was the manager.
What's that
Big
team?
name, wasn't he, Mehmet Shaw?
Aye. He's a
Aye.
good player. But what's the team in South America that usually win at home because...
Bolivia.
Aye.
Because it's
That's
so hot.
the altitude.
Altitude.
What is it, huh?
Aye, they usually win and don't win any game away. Don't know why I came out with that there.
No, but it's a good
But
point.
here-
Difficult conditions.
Aye. Did you play in maybe a lack of Europe you played in? wasn't it?
I know
You didn't play
European
a lot of
fixtures,
European
mate.
games.
No.
Let us free on it.
No, you're
Talk
right,
about
mate.
South
Yeah, yeah.
America, what about Morelos?
Is he signed with a Brazil?
Santos?
What? Santos in
In
Brazil?
Brazil, mate.
Aye.
No, Santos Laguna in Mexico.
No. It's Brazil.
Definite.
Brazil,
Brazil,
innit?
Brazil.
Brazil, mate. Is that not where Ronaldinho came through?
Neymar.
Pele.
Gremio, he was. Neymar, it was
Neymar, aye.
That white
Pele,
strip, aye, Pele, innit? So what a move that is. Took him long enough, right? You know.
He
But I
might
tell
be
you what,
enjoying
don't-
himself out there, wouldn't he?
Aye,
He'll be
bet-
enjoying
I
himself
better
out
no- I better no step out of line.
there. Aye.
You might step out of them
Oh,
places.
wow.
But in Brazil, how what happens to you?
What do you think?
Get your ass scalped.
I think a wee bit.
They leave you
Yeah,
at
that's
the side of the road.
Aye, there you go. Aye.
I know, but that's not the worst thing. What, you just put you at the side of the road, just walk in.
Torture it, no, in the boot of the motor,
I don't know
innit?
if
They
you
take you
can
away.
say it,
You ever had that? Ever been?
What do you mean?
Kill
Like,
you.
yes?
Ever been
Oh,
kidnapped?
did
You've been kidnapped.
Kill you, did
Kidnapped.
You must have been kidnapped.
No, I've not been kidnapped. Have you been kidnapped?
What?
Have you been kidnapped?
Aye.
Have you?
No, it was Magaluf.
What happened?
Oh, it's a way back. It was only 18.
Who kidnapped you?
That's classy. Stayed there with Harry Heenan's bar. She wouldn't have let me out.
Are you that good at ride?
No, he wouldn't have let me out. 5 days. 5 days. Never saw me Girani.
Missing Giranity?
Aye. Missing my wee pal. Go to
You
dance.
guys alright?
Yeah,
5 days you're in a room?
Aye, kidnapped. You must have been kidnapped. Mate, come on now, you have you.
5 days?
Aye.
Mate, I've not got a ride in me for one day. He's doing 5.
That's incredible.
You
How
must
did
have been kidnapped.
So Morelos says he might get kidnapped.
Oh.
How did you eventually get out?
She fell asleep. She climbed out the window.
She was buckled.
Incredible.
Oh, predictions on the game?
Oh,
Scotland
I think we'll win. Aye, but
3-0.
hope it's as comfortable as that. I'd say a
2
2-0.
last minute goals at the home game, wasn't it?
Oh, was
We
it?
had a lot of the ball in
Forget
that, but
1-0.
well, I think we'll win. I think we'll win. And the heat will play a part,
Aye.
but I still think
Pitch.
we'll win.
Aye.
Stevie Clark. Incredible what he's done on it.
Frightening.
Aye, unbelievable.
Frightening.
Never
Got
thought
him on
it'd get to the stage when he first started. Never thought it would get to
a
the
lot of
stage.
criticism.
There wasn't it?
But you look at, Derek's talked about Lewis gone. He's not been playing.
But
He's still
loves going.
desperate to meet up.
Remember?
It's a key,
I think it's important that guys like Lewis and other boys are
of course.
breathing down their necks
They
to
have
keep
to. They
them
have
on
to.
their toes. I think that's what they acknowledge in that squad, that they know there's guys ready to step in, so standards need to be
Before
there.
that, there was boys that
They're right.
going,
In the fans.
I don't know if I'm going to play. I'm not going to
That's-
bother turning up.
Rubbish chat.
That's China.
What do you think he's done to
Nonsense.
what do you think he's done to make that stop? Has he just been ruthless and told boys they're not coming back?
No.
But I think there's a wee bit as well that I don't want to say they've got lucky with that group, because they seem for the outside looking and again speaking to Lewis that what we were saying earlier, they'll enjoy each other's
Aye.
company, and that's what It's nothing like a
He's
good
not
dressing room.
he's not get lucky with the group. He's
You know what
forced
I mean?
that group.
But sometimes what it takes.
He's
is
lucky. They're all good people, but I
good
think
guy.
he's built that in the way that he
He's-
works. How he is as a coach, a manager, the staff that he's got in with him, and look, when things start to go well, then you want to be involved. But I think it's been keeping people wanting to
Come back.
turn up, and I mean.
See, when somebody
I can't
pulls out a
figure
squad
it.
now, like Ryan Fraser pulled it, didn't he? He's just not been back
Who's
in, has
the
he?
other fella that's the young boy that's pulled it? Is it him?
Boy from Newcastle. People are saying it's maybe because
Is
you want to
it-
go to England, but somebody also said he's been injured and he doesn't want to get a 5-hour flight to Cyprus, so he may as well just go back to Newcastle.
That's fair enough.
He looks like a fucking player, doesn't he?
Aye.
He's
Where is that? Where
excellent,
does
that
he
boy.
play? Is he now?
Midfield, kind of.
Midfield forward,
player,
Forward. Aye.
looks like a cracker.
Brilliant
Isn't it?
football player.
I know people are saying as well, I don't know what's going to happen, but they're saying, oh, that's another one that's picked Scott or thought they're not going to get a game for England. He's 20, 21.
I know.
So he's made a decision early. He's no says, no, I want to see if I can get in the England squad
Aye.
and come back 4 or 5 years later. He's made that decision early, which fair play to him. Hopefully we can get him.
It's exciting times, isn't it? With Doak and all that coming through as well.
Honestly, the group that we've got, you talk about the makeup of the squad. For so long, you're looking at problem positions. Right back, now we've got, brilliant options at right back. We're strong in the centre back area. Angus Gunn's come up, he's been brilliant. You're still maybe looking at the striker department as being an area where you would like that to be stronger, but at the same time, Dykes has been excellent. Shea Adams a brilliant option. Nisbet's been doing and moving well.
Playing well.
Shanklin's been, so all of a sudden
Been at it.
everywhere we look really strong. So great time.
Somebody who
for
does not
Scottish
look
football.
strong as Paul Slane. What won it next 150th anniversary?
Wow, Scotland v England.
He's got a great speech for us talking about Scotland
no.
and England. Go on, Gate.
Oh.
Address the nation. Undress the nation.
After yesterday's performance, I'm vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. Ain't no friendly, is it?
No.
It ain't no friendly.
We don't play friendly still.
No, certainly no v England. Okay, do you think Steve Clark will change? Like,
Personnel.
aye.
No, for the sake of it.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it's one where, as much as it's the anniversary game, as you say, there's no friendlies, but he'll be looking at it saying, right, if we get the Euros, which I'm pretty sure we will, this is a test. This is a
See where we are.
practice almost to say, right, where are we? How are we going to cope against a team that, when England come into the Euros, will be one of the favourites to win it? So how can we play
good
well
shout.
against them?
Yeah. Surely this is one that Lewis might play, mate. Eh? If he does, he get.
I'm
him
not
for
so
it.
sure because just what you're talking about, because he gets a limited time with the players, obviously. So he want to keep working on what he thinks in his mind is his maybe his strongest side. But his side that is going to be successful. I don't see him. It's like he'll no give players just again for the sake of it. He's not that type, isn't he? No,
He'll not see it as a friendly. That's
But what he'll take
my
into
point
account is the wee niggles that somebody's got, and then they're sending them back to their club. So that might play a factor in that. But
I think
you want to play your strongest side and you want to win that game, even though it's not a show game, it's an anniversary thing. But no, you still want to win it. Of course you do.
I think
You
your
want to
first
perform.
team, like if you picked a second team, would be really strong as well.
Yeah.
Here, did you see the news yesterday?
What was it, mate?
If after the Euros, who England are going to appoint as manager?
Pep.
Mate, I was nearly sick.
He'll not take that job. He's a maniac, mate. He needs to be there every day.
I hope they change that rule, mate, that you have to be. For
Yeah, Allardyce.
Potter was another one.
Big Sam.
Wee Billy Reid in as assistant in England.
Would you Billy take that? Of course you would with the money. Fucking right, you would.
Mate,
You'd
that
just
scares
be
the hell
putting
out
on
of me.
shite drills constantly, wouldn't you? Taking the dough and
Aye.
putting on shite drills,
But
man.
their team's a joke. Their team is
Who,
outstanding.
England?
Oh my God.
I don't think they get Pep.
What's the joke about? Harry Maguire at centre back?
No,
How good they are.
Stones.
Right, who you thought was shite last year?
No, but it's how fitness progressed to. I see the game different and you come Stones into my
Their team is
Bellingham,
But who else would Bellingham middle pitch still have?
Ricey. Oh, Rice.
I'd put McGregor, McTominay and Gilmore up against Rice every day, mate. It wouldn't worry me that.
Bellingham, he's telling the league now.
Who's... Bellingham. He's a
remember,
winner.
You sound like
remember-
Mark.
Maguire at the
you
back
put-
and all that.
remember-
I wouldn't be scared of that, mate.
Remember how some of your shouts have went
Pear-shaped.
wrong, right? So maybe don't be that aggressive with it because
No, shite. They're nice. 90 million. No, shite. No, I don't think they're. I
Do
think
you
they're
think
amazing.
they're quick? Aye, that's what I was going to say. Do you
I think
think
you're overestimating
they're too quick to
players.
just put
Another
them up
manager,
there?
they would,
They're
because
good
Alan-
players,
Phil
acknowledging
Foden-
they're good players, but they're not.
Foden's good.
Joke.
Saka.
Saka's incredible.
You don't think Bellingham's a good player?
No, I love Bellingham. Fuck, he's a superstar, but
Aye, he's more
Stonesy.
power in it. Power and
I mean, they're right, but Trent, he doesn't even get a game. He doesn't get
Kyle
submitted at the weekend.
Walker,
Kyle
before
Walker,
Celtic.
best fullback in the world.
I'm a wee bit like you. I think we're inclined to just
Pickford and goals.
build them up. What do you think of Pickford and goals?
All right.
He's a good
Aye.
goalie. Good
But other
goalie.
boy Pope
The
can't
boys
fucking catch a
get
ball.
miles.
Tonkin,
It doesn't matter not that the boys get miles past and he still makes a big mad dive and all that.
He's very much
What
for
are
the
you doing?
cameras.
They're
See,
a right team, England. And I don't like
He
saying
does
that.
that.
but they
You
are
know,
good.
seen him Faddy. It's
England
unbelievable.
have potential to win a major tournament.
Do you think?
Aye.
So they should have really, I mean, they were a better team in France in the World Cup there. And Southgate, I think with the decisions he made, listen, the players are obviously on the pitch. They had a big
See the
chance
difference in
World
that
Cup
England
there.
side for the Scotland side is, I think what you've got in the England side is the egos and all that. They're all they sometimes I might be wrong here. They might be inclined to look after themselves, make sure I'm all right. I don't think that's like that Scotland side, that Scotland squad.
But I'm
Totally
the same
different.
as you as well. I would still back Scotland to beat England.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like.
big surprise.
I think their players are top class, but they're.
But so is their players.
I think so.
Their players are top class as well. So it's
Definitely.
not that, but I think that they have the potential with the players they have to win a major
Aye.
tournament.
And our attitude, our drive, determination. I like that we've got a lot of good players in
Do
that.
you want to all go to the game Tuesday together?
No.
Train him.
No.
Is this got to be one where?
Legend, aren't you?
Is this got to be one where you say you're going to go to the game?
Why
and
don't you go? And
How's
then
the
next
midges?
Thursday on the Coombs Show, give us a rundown of the
Full hang. full
How's the
story.
midges?
Want me to vlog it?
vlog it.
Up in East Kilbride, how's
Oh,
the midges?
brutal, mate, the midges.
Told you, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
They're the biggest midges in Europe.
Terrible, mate.
How did you put your stuff on?
See, you're in work mode, Tommy. You didn't really.
Aye. Oh, they're massive.
I had that big thought.
Told you, I wouldn't go out the motor. Because it was too
They're not
big.
that bad.
Aye, there. Oh, aye, they're massive.
You
Shit.
sat in a room
What
for
you want
5
to
days.
the
You sat in
coach
your...
for the car park?
I want you to wear that. See, like one of the B suit. See, like one of the B suit now. You're looking
The
after B suit. Get all that, are you? So that's the way I'd be working
You
up
can
there.
get his ticket for Tuesday with Lewis. Me and you'll go down.
I think.
I said,
she'll be-
what do you mean go down? It's 5 minutes for your house. Me and you go down.
I think there's a few other
about
family
you?
members that will need to be looked after.
Best English player you've played. Did you play against any English players at Ayr and Clyde and that?
Best
Right.
English player I played
Oh,
against.
that's a good one for Faddy.
It's all good for us all.
You couldn't.
Look, good for us all. Look.
Did you play against Gaza?
Oh,
Did,
Gaza was sensational.
Just retired, went to Middlesbrough and then didn't
I played against Gaza
Well, then
when
you go
I was
fuck's sake.
18. First
You
of
were
all
18?
with Scotland against England up at Pataudry.
What, first team or 21s?
It was the 21s and it was Andy Roxburgh, Craig Brown, God bless him. So they mentioned the boy Gascoigne in the middle of the park. So I'd said to Gerani at the time, we were playing in the middle of the park. Me been playing first team football. I says, it's all right, I'll take care of this guy, whoever he is. Oh, worst decision in my life, by the way.
Ran him up?
Oh, he ran the show, by the way.
Did he?
So he did, aye. Everything, his range of
Would he been a
passing.
lot younger than you as well, Derek?
The strength, the aggression, and he never shut up, by the way. He was like the whole game. And I just sat after the game, and I remember turning, first of all, I turned around to Gerani, I went,
Gave him a kiss.
he's going to be some player. He's going to be some. By the way,
Brilliant, isn't he?
and I played against him quite a number of times. When I went to, I think it was more so with Falkirk, absolutely, they took kick off Rangers, and I went in and I just absolutely done him. And I thought, right, that's him put to bed. He's getting off the park. And I just remember him turning around and smiling at me and getting himself up. And I went, nah. I says, I know what's coming. But 15 minutes later, he absolutely done me.
Oh, yeah, didn't he? Yeah.
Brilliant. Aye, what was it so about?
That's incredible, mate.
That is unreal.
He was.
See, when he was in that 21 team, was he a lot younger than you and Gerani?
No,
No, similar age, was it? Same
Aye,
age,
same
aye.
age, but it wasn't just he was a good player, it was he was, when you saw it when he played, he loved you to come in close to him,
Aye.
and he just bang, out the way, aye. So you have to go low, you always had to go down low.
Spurs,
and
Swung
Spurs.
the arms up, didn't he?
His boss.
Got the arms
That was-
out like that.
The
Spurs
arms,
are So he
Aye.
was, but
Brilliant,
he was top notch.
Who was yours? Gerrard, Scholes.
You think the field
Aye,
generation.
clearly.
You've got-
Who was the one that you did think that, on that individual day was like fucking hell?
Nobody.
Nah.
Nah,
Wow.
No, I don't. They were all like amazing.
Could you separate them there?
I don't remember a standout because they were all like top drawer. Everything they done, and that's when
Yeah.
you had like. I wasn't playing directly against them, so you're watching them, or if you're in the stand or on the bench, you're watching them, but you just want to go on and focus on what you're doing. They were all. I couldn't pick one hardest because they were all like top drawer.
What about the centre half, Faddy? You played against any England? You played against Ferdinand?
Ferdinand, he was.
Brilliant, Fed.
He was unreal.
Aye,
wasn't
Ferdinand was
he was a
one
Rolls
where
Royce.
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Aye.
you just read the game and you tried to know that I was a target man, but I was good in there and I liked to back in. But he'd always like maybe go tight. You thought you could try and pin him, and then step off, and almost seemed to be that one step ahead. John Terry was like aggressive, wanted to get tight, smash you. But
You could ping it with your feet and all that, John Terry, can't you?
Really good player.
Unreal, wasn't
And then like if I played on the right, playing against Ashley Cole.
Oh, Ashley
just
Cole
run
was
all
a
day.
joke, mate.
Just run all day. Like good player, good defender. Loved defending. As
And he
much
did
as he
really
was
buy
an
him,
attacking
didn't he?
fullback, you loved
Remember him with
defending.
Ronaldo? He was brilliant
Aye.
against Ronaldo, wasn't he?
And all these players are top level players. Where I went for watching them on the telly to playing against them.
Yeah.
But to have the best player I've played against,
Don't
don't know.
Couldn't say no.
Don't know.
Hey, Pickford scored against him, wee man.
Did you? Wow.
He was at Burton on loan. It's the worst goal of all time as well for Portsmouth. Fucking slide tackled it in.
Oh, well done. He was 13.
Michael, well done, he was 13.
What about an outfield player?
We played Man U pre-season. You never felt such like a wee boy in your life, mate.
Did you play that?
Scholes, Rooney, Berbatov was the best of them all.
Berbatov was a joke.
But you
Who
play
is-
against Schools?
Celtic, Man United in America. You ever get over there?
I'll tell you one. Sorry, I know you're in the middle.
I'm waiting for it to come back.
One that reminded me. I'll tell you one who was sensational. Michael Carrick.
Oh, love Carrick,
Couldn't
mate.
get near him.
6'3".
You're sitting- sometimes you're playing the striker that's to
Dropping in.
drop on him.
Loved
What
Carrick,
a player,
mate.
man.
See the ball
What a
between
player.
the lines.
Very, very underrated
Yeah,
player. for
I
me.
agree.
He was brilliant. Couldn't get near him. And they're all big.
That's it.
See when you're in the tunnel and you look and you go,
It's
they're all
monsters,
6
mate.
foot,
They're all like that, aren't they?
wide.
Why is that?
Genetics.
I know he wasn't English, but Roy Keane when he came out to Celtic, mate, I don't think he gave the ball away the full year in training, and I genuinely mean that. Full year, never gave the ball away, mate. And always pass forward. People think Roy Keane say always like to play forward in a
Did he
striker's
not say
feet.
something to you
Oh,
about
I caned me every time.
but no going forward, was it?
All the time. But then if I went forward, it was the wrong thing. Shouldn't have went forward that time.
But you said he done
Sorry.
that way like the
Every
senior
day,
ones,
mate,
I know.
every day. He commentated through the game, mate. For training off.
Different.
See, talk about nerves training with him, mate.
Nah, I wouldn't even
I
try.
remember we done 3v3s and it was me, Mikey McGlinchey and Roy Keane on a team. I think Stratton deliberately done it. He must have hated us at the time, mate. Just shouted at the two of us for 20 minutes, mate.
That's fuck.
Right, it was close to Christmas as well. I remember fucking sitting Christmas Day like that.
What have I done?
I needed a job, man.
Do you think you'll ever get out of that?
Never, mate. You can tell it's like that in the corner.
That's worse. mate.
Oh, brutal, mate. Couldn't have played him.
There is, see when that happens though, like I always say, you enjoy the challenge, but nobody enjoys somebody shouting at them.
No.
And especially if it's, you're already feeling inferior in that moment, and then you get away and you make a mistake, you just got to hold it.
You feel you're letting them do it or that, don't you?
It's Christmas
you
time,
know
mate.
it's
I've never
coming.
been so hot in my life.
Give him a wee bit back.
Ah,
Give him
I
a
don't
back.
think
Let
you'd
them
have
do it or that as well,
it.
don't you?
Gets to a point and then you give him it back. Isn't it?
It's a
There's
horrible
there's
feeling,
a
but
bit of, you get to there's a
Still look,
respect
mate.
thing, and then if it gets past that and they're getting you, give him it
But
back.
like I said, it wasn't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
us, Roy Keane. He was on everybody, mate, which we loved because they'd all been shouting at us for years, and then he
Right,
came and
and he
started
was
shouting at them,
at
and you
them.
could see them going, and you're like, yes, fucking take that.
Take a wee bit of that.
Brilliant. Predictions, what we're going?
Scotland v England,
Yeah.
Scotland win.
Off! Belter.
2-1 Scotland.
2 each. So
I
draw.
was going to go draw 1-1.
2 each, I think. Right, it'll be. Aye.
Is this counting towards the wings?
I've not got that this week.
I've had a
How was
disaster
the points
start,
last week?
haven't I? Disaster.
We'll get that on the next
had a
domestic
shocker.
one. Did you have a shocker, mate?
Aye.
I think I'm
Absolute
I think I'm
shocker.
alright.
I got Motherwell
So you
winning.
did? What a
And by
I
the
got a
way,
draw with St Mirren.
hey, what
Levi
about,
St
what
Mirren, I
about
think.
Kettlewell? How
Brilliant.
good is he done?
Brilliant.
That's
Since he's took over, he's got
brilliant.
the most points.
He's not been beaten away.
He's
He's frightening, by the way, what he's done.
Aye, he's done a great
And there
job.
you go, he's learned the ropes up at county and then he's come down and he's getting the young boys, obviously
Aye.
with Lennon Miller getting a lot of attention. He's prepared to give the young boys, throw them in, give them their opportunity, trust them. So he does. Doing a brilliant job, isn't it? Good, organised, and a guy just, getting his message across. Brilliant.
It's
He's
great,
did.
it's great that, and it shows you, because Ross County went in and done a really good job, got them promoted.
That's right.
And then, but it's how things end, people remember. So he's had to wait, went into Motherwell's under 18s, he's got the job in unfortunate circumstances. I'm sure he wouldn't have been, looking for it. I think he was just looking for a way back into football, and he's took his chance.
He looks like a guy that leaves no stone unturned. Analyst, I bet he works.
This is
him
home,
tired.
huh?
It's like,
He's like, brilliant speaker.
Fuck me.
You can tell how
Conducts himself
prepared he
really
is.
well, didn't he? With the
And even
press,
when he gets
aye,
sacked off of Ross County, he done his post-match
Didn't
interview.
I?
So he did
he's
that,
like, I'm just let you know, I'm no longer the manager, but I feel like I've got an obligation.
Ticks all the
to talk to
boxes, so he does. Brilliant job he's done.
Delighted for him.
100%.
It helps, obviously, he's getting Motherwell top of the league and that, you know what I mean? So
Do you want to get back?
Are you happy for Motherwell? Is ideas?
Right, am I?
Good, mate.
Amazing, what a club. The amount of young players they've brought through, I'd love to actually look at that in the last sort of 10 years. To see the clubs who have brought the most young players through. It's an unbelievable shout, that. If
Think it would be Motherwell?
aye. I think they'll be right up there. Can you find your
I think you might be right, mate.
You're more inclined to take if you get the opportunity, if you're invited in to train with Motherwell, you're going to go there in a minute, aren't you?
I
When
think
you
I-
see what's happening.
I just have to have
Love your boy to be there.
Myself. Fuck off.
Boy Miller's now breaking through, but there's many of them.
Hasty came through, didn't he? Campbell came
Hasty,
through.
James Scott.
The boy Scott that went to Hull, that's right.
There are many, but it just shows you. Actually, look into that at the international break.
Who look at it?
I'll be.
Oh, will you, mate?
Go
Right.
down the clubs and see. We're going to, well, would you want to go back to the?
We need to give him a hug, didn't we?
Huh? I
Well,
just
thoughts on the game.
honestly, this was like therapy for him.
I know,
He said
no,
that.
no.
He was in a bad mood till he came in.
I knew
He
you're
got
gonna-
backed up, and
you're
now
gonna-
he's want to kick him back down.
He's a
Honestly.
It's only football.
That's- but that's- that is- it's-
I want me, man. Relax.
it's only football, and it's not only football, innit? No, it does affect you. Innit? It does affect you. Affects everybody. I've been getting it. By
Mine's
the way,
got a turn
I've
to us,
been
mate.
the manager at Rangers, was in the gym the other day.
Is your middle name cheerleader as well?
certainly no, mate. I
I
don't know.
think you're no, mate.
You're all boys, man, attacking me. Give me
You've been in the room with the cheerleaders, wouldn't you?
Oh,
5 days.
Magaluf.
no, Karen, don't ask Faddy about
No, come on, gauge your thoughts, mate. Come on,
it. I
because
think everybody,
Fed up.
everybody, they've covered it all, haven't you? It's just, it was,
You've no though.
Come on, I want to hear your opinion for me. Come on.
on what?
Right, so
It's been a mixed
situation.
bag.
watching the
So,
game, what are you thinking? While
what
we're
am I
watching?
thinking?
Honking.
How much control probably Celtic, well, the control Celtic had in the first half.
Why did he allow it to go on for the full first half?
When you're at Ibrox full house, no fans, you should be at it. We've got the team that he started, the promises. I mean, even after the game, he says, what was it about there was no invention, there was no, but he used another word, ruthlessness. We're anything but rueful, we're anything but inventive in the final third. We're best player, we don't play him in a position where we can get the best out of him. That's Cantwell. Everybody spoke about it. We've got Danilo, we spend 5.5, 6 million. He's sitting on the bench. Desser's not quite up to speed. I've said before that when you're bringing in players, they've got to be better than what you had. Doesn't seem to be like that. You look at who we had, even if we spoke about Morelos there, about Kent, the players that have come in don't look as good. Civientis, that's been brought in to play in the middle of the park, doesn't he play? He's not addressed the problems we have at the back in terms of the full backs. I thought he might have changed it up because of that, maybe brought in a couple of other centre backs, maybe went 3 at the back, allowed it to get more width with the 2 guys further up.
Yeah.
It probably does, but he's not addressed that. There's loads of things. So there's questions to be answered, and that's how, because of the disappointment of Europe, and because it was a massive game, and I think me, myself, a lot of the Rangers fans, we were looking forward to it because we were facing a Celtic side that were under strength. You know, that wasn't their strongest side. They're coming to Ibrox, coming into the cauldron. So and I was expecting us. I'm not saying it was never was going to be a canter, but I thought we would have enough to win that game, which was so important. And Celtic are only going to get stronger with the players that are going to come back in. Us at the moment, we don't know our strongest team. There's nobody else coming in to strengthen that side. He's got to get a side or find a side that he thinks is his strongest side and work with them, because it's.
But maybe he did have an idea. Like when he surely had an idea of who he thought would be his strongest team, and they've just not done it. And he's not been able to give them a run of games to see it out, because he's not happy with what
I think we acknowledge, Faddy, that, and you speak to a lot of people, and we all know he's a good coach, he's a top coach, but managing is totally different from coaching. Yeah. I just think he's, because of everything he's took on, you know, even with him signing the players now, I just think his judgments became clouded.
Right,
became clouded, and I don't think he quite knows. So
the fact that he let that go on for so long in the first half makes me think that. Because see, if he was a coach, I think he would have spotted that. They had to go and press higher up the pitch.
Didn't they? Aye.
But I think you're right.
See the press, and I watched the game, believe it or not, again on the Monday, and you could see Celtic's press far better. Far better. You know, it was half-hearted, and you've covered it as well. McGregor, you know, finding the wee pockets, and
didn't even find the wee pockets.
But you know something? If I'm going to say something about that, then it doesn't always have to come from the manager at the sidelines. Work it out yourself on the park as a player.
Like that now,
players need to kind of work it out for themselves, because suss it out and go, like, hold on a minute, I'm going to go and sit in him for 5-10 minutes. He's starting to control the game. I'm going to sit on him. Need to done that. So sometimes it can come for the side, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe they don't see it for whatever reason. But as a player, and you'll know, we all know ourselves, we go, this guy's starting to take control of the game. It's like, and I'll get back to the past because it's all I can go on. It's like Paul McStay played with Celtic. See, if you allowed Paul time, space to dictate, he would run the show. So sometimes we had to get close to, if it was me, if it was Durant, somebody would go into him to stop him, because he was that good, he would destroy you.
Try to can turn it around, Michael Beale.
Well, with what we've witnessed so far, I'm not so sure. First of all, he's got to win that. If he doesn't win the League Cup, he's not in a job. So he needs to win the League Cup to keep himself in a job.
Is that enough, Derek, is it? To win the League Cup to keep it?
No, he needs to win it. But what I'm saying is to keep himself in a job at the moment, as we go to December.
Right,
if he doesn't, then he's in a...
I think so. Even if you go and win every game, Celtic win every game, you're still 4 points till you play again, and then you lose that game.
Celtic Park,
and also that as well, it's the performances. I've not seen a real complete performance so far, you know. And I think if you look at Michael Beale, he spoke really well and tells you what he's going to deliver. He's not delivered it. So that's where the disappointment comes for us, for the Rangers fans. We are disappointed.
The right pop at the press saying that they've made up the fees.
He said that after the event.
Nobody,
he's not corrected anybody yet before then. So I heard him saying that he's way off with the fees. Well, the fees have been out there for the players we're signing. If you're not happy with that, then say it at the time.
Regardless of the fees, you've still brought 9 players in.
Aye. Well, the thing is, they're
not playing.
But even if you brought them on a free, you'd still wouldn't say they're not performing well enough. But it's no, the transfer fee adds to it, because you're saying, well, you've spent reportedly 6 million on a striker that doesn't start the game.
It comes on wide when he does.
It comes on wide. 3 million each for Dessers and Lammers. Lammers is that. Sakala got hounded for the chances he missed against Celtic. But he brought so much meat to the team, and people are saying he's not good enough for Rangers to move forward. I'd take Sakala out any one of them right now, because you know what you're getting off him.
Yeah. Do you think he'll turn it around there?
I think it's tough now, because a lot of the fans are starting to turn.
And they did turn. It was clear to hear. Of course,
you have this thing where you need to win the league, you need to beat Celtic, they're not going to get a chance to play Celtic again. What happens if they get knocked out the cup as well? Because people are looking at that, as Derek just says, no a stick on, but Rangers are favourites now to win that cup just because it's Rangers. I would say no, particularly because of how they've been playing. Yeah. Because people expect them to go and win it. So if they get knocked out of the cup, the pressure's already massive on them. Yeah. Already massive. But listen, what do? You've just spent more than you've spent in a long time in the transfer window. He brought in the players that he wanted.
Brought players in to fit that system.
Nah, I don't know if he thought I'm going to play a 4-4-2 diamond, and I'm going to go and this is how I'm going to stop Ange Postecoglou's Celtic team. And he's went, but he's already further. I don't know, but it looks like a 4-3-3 isn't the formation that he wants to play. That's what it looks, because you don't have balance in it. Matondo was nowhere near it. He wasn't in European squads. Now he's come in and you're looking going, he's a guy to maybe provide a spark. So unless it was the 4-3-3 narrow with the two maybe dropping in to be the 2 10s and support, I just don't see how I look at it and say the width was coming for fullbacks, and that was how they got to play.
Wide top Faddy in there.
Aye. That's the problem. That's the problem. If your fullbacks kind of got high up the pitch, then you've nailed it. Yeah. But I think watching the game, I was really surprised that they didn't start aggressive, fast, and go and press high and force Celtic to kick it to Kyogo with Suter and Goldson. Having said that, the goal comes from Suter, Goldson, trying to pass a header into the danger area. But I just, the joy they had last season was energy, going and pressing, forcing mistakes, winning the ball. And I've known the joy.
You've got to do that. You've got to do that at Ibrox, a full house, to get them the place rocking. I mean, what Celtic done with taking that wee bit of control of the game, it did. The fans kind of come off it a wee bit. You need to use what you've got to your advantage.
Why would you do that?
What would be his reason for having the midfield three so deep?
That makes no sense.
I don't know, because you look at Cantwell. His energy is his biggest asset for me. He's to go and press or to drive with the ball.
He tries to lead by example.
Raskin
he tries to get a spark.
And Raskin plays deeper, you're not getting
as much
the best out of him. I think he's better as one of the side midfielders that can go and press and drive forward with the ball. He didn't really get a chance.
I think the players are unsure of him as well at the minute, as are the fans. We're all a wee bit kind of quizzical, going, what's happening? What is your team? And I think the players must be like that a wee bit.
It's not even just off the ball, it's on the ball. Like, what?
That's both, and that's
it looks a mess at times.
But this is where, when you look at like his managerial career, as we said this last week, Brendan Rodgers been the course and distance. He's been in situations where he's got experience. What he done that went wrong, what he done that worked. So he's got that to fall back on. Michael Beale doesn't have that. He has the experience of telling a manager, this is what I think we should do. And but ultimately that manager makes that decision. And they need to be decisive and they need to be clear. It's something new for him. Last year, and I know that it's a rebuild, right? He's been in the job a long time. He's not just in the summer. People keep saying after 6 games then you can judge him with Ange Postecoglou. You can't, because he's already had 6 games. He's had more than 6 games. And I know it's different players, but that's it. You don't get extra time. If you're trying to build a club that's trying to be successful, that's trying to have a clear plan, then you get time and you get transfer windows and you get a chance to build. When you're at Celtic and Rangers have won 1 league in 11 years? Yeah. They need to win. They need to win leagues. They need to be challenging for cups. They need to beat Celtic. You're not getting transfer windows.
That's why the jury's out on them right away. It's because we heard before under Gerrard that he was the brains behind it. He was the one that was dictating everything. I know, right? So that's what you hear now. And I think on the back of that, he gets a job as a manager of Rangers, which is quite incredible when you look at what his CV, which is incredible, because that's a job, and that's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter as a coach, and you've done it not at that level, but you'll notice the difference between a manager and a coach, innit? Massive. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can, with everything going on, your judgment becomes a wee bit clouded, and then you can see within that group of players, I think they're starting to kind of look at him and think, do you really exactly
Do you know what
what's
else?
been
When he
asked?
went in as manager, he'd already been assistant to some of them. So your relationship as an assistant's totally different to the players.
Yeah.
If you're going in and you're as an assistant, you can ask, and you obviously put a demand, but you can ask, but it's a different relationship.
See, even
if he
if-
says do this and you don't do it, then Steven Gerrard, with the
come in and-
presence and the career that he had as a player, walks in and says, I want this. The players are going to respond better to what Gerrard's saying, the exact same thing as what Michael Beale says.
I probably might be totally wrong. That's just a wee thing. It's just like when you see clips of Rangers training that, he's involved. You know, he's in the thick of it. Take a wee step back. Let the coaches.
But that's his strength.
That's what he's good at.
I know, but he's a manager.
Aye, I know.
You're not a coach. You're the manager of Rangers Football Club. Sometimes to take a step back, you might see other things that are going on. You know, that going, man, he's not quite up to it. He's going to improve. Have a wee word with him.
Aye.
Let the coaches deal with that. But I know what you're saying. That is his strength. Now maybe that's why it's not quite working at the moment.
But you remember when Gerrard brought him in, he says, I couldn't do what he does. It'd take me 15 years to learn, so I'm going to bring somebody that can do what he can do. So that's for me is brilliant management to say, I'm not going to kid on that I can do that. I'm not going to try and do it. I'll get him to do it because that's what his strength is. I know what my strength is, and that is a thing where if you're hammering that every day and it's the same message and the same voice, it can get a wee bit
tedious.
It can get a wee bit boring.
There you go.
Brilliant.
I know.
Can I just ask, his job, has it been sealed?
Nick Montgomery, it looks like. I'm so excited to see how he does.
Stuart Kettlewell, I heard.
No, he'll not take it.
Behave yourself. He's alright where he is. He's on course to win the league this year.
Colin's buzzing, isn't he?
Aye.
Colin's buzzing. I think he's assistant, isn't he? Colin Montgomery. So two brothers.
Well, you
Kev was trying to remember him, wasn't he?
you enjoy your roles now today.
He did play in under 21.
You know what, I come for a wee roll quickly?
No, I'm
Get
going
between the
to,
hats.
He's going for his
Well,
jam
no, I'm
roll,
going
aren't
to
you?
do-
You're going for your jam roll.
I'm going to take the way in a walk.
Are you?
Aye, we'll go a wee walk. It's beautiful. Hey, it's not going to be beautiful for.
He's got a day to walk, mate.
What?
Got a day.
Aye, but I'm going to. I says I'll be back.
He's going to walk to the pub.
Nah.
No, I'm no. No, the missus.
I might hear a wee glass of red tonight.
Good
Are
for
you?
you. Good
See,
for
sometimes
you.
when it's like this, and you're sitting at the back. You know.
Oof. Can I beat a wee bowl of
I'm going to get a
pasta?
wee pint tonight.
Are you, mate?
Are you? Right.
What kind of
It's out the back. innit?
lovely bottle of Italian red
I know,
and Asda just now on to offer for £14 out of £10.50. It's incredible.
What's that called, Sam?
Can't remember what it's called. I'll send you the bottle tonight. I know.
What's the point in telling us then?
Boys, girls.
Sensational.